The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you need some help, feel free to give us a call at 563-503-6910. That's 563-503-6910. Thanks for watching.
Hello, I'm Gene Nassif, an attorney at O'Flaherty Law. My practice areas include business transactional matters, landlord-tenant, some employment issues, and also family law. I practice here in the state of Iowa. Now, today we are going to talk about drug testing in employment in Iowa. Federal law places few limitations on employers regarding drug testing. Federal law does require drug testing for some high-risk industries that include transportation, aviation, or contractors with the government. However, Iowa law does not require employers to drug test their employees prior to hiring them. However, employers may drug test their prospective employees and their employees, though they must comply with certain rules and procedures set out by the state. Now, an Iowa lawyer may require an applicant to a job to take a drug test as a condition to the employment. The employer must have a written drug testing policy that is available for the applicant to review and consent to prior to undergoing the drug test. Now, for employees, an Iowa employer may require an employee to take a drug test in one of the following circumstances. 1, if the employer has a reasonable suspicion that they are using drugs. 2, during or after the employee participated in a drug rehabilitation program. Or 3, following an accident that caused a reportable injury or more than $1,000 in damage. An employer may also conduct drug testing without prior notice to employees selected from the entire workforce at a single site, all employees at one site, or all employees that are in high-risk positions such as transportation. We will next talk about policies and procedures. Employers in Iowa must have a written drug testing policy that states the consequences for a positive drug test, among other things. The employer must have assistance resources, an awareness program, and training for supervisors to handle people who have tested positive. Iowa law also dictates the procedures for collecting samples to test, how to conduct tests, and the confidentiality of the results. In Iowa, an employee who tests positive has 7 days to request a retest. For Iowa businesses with at least 50 employees, an employee who tests positive for alcohol must have an opportunity to enter a rehabilitation program if the employee has been working for at least 12 of the last 18 months and has no other prior issues with substance abuse. There are potential claims and consequences for drug testing if your employers do not do it correctly. Even though Iowa law allows for drug testing, there are potential claims and consequences for drug testing if employers do not conduct things the right way. Even though there are potential claims and consequences should your employers not conduct drug testing the right way. Even though Iowa law allows for drug testing, there are some restrictions and considerations employers must make. For example, if an employer discriminates, Now, there are a few considerations that employers must make when conducting their drug testing. For example, if an applicant or employee is taking prescribed medication protected by the Americans with Disabilities Act and it shows up on the drug test and it would otherwise be illegal, the employer cannot ban the employee or fire them because of it. In addition, if the applicant is turned down because of a medication that is protected under the ADA, the employer could be liable for wrongfully denying that employee. Additionally, an employer who singles out certain groups of employees based on race, age, gender could face a discrimination claim. There's also invasion of privacy. In testing employees or applicants, employers cannot invade their privacy. Examples include requiring employees to disrobe prior to providing drug samples. Finally, we will address potential claims and consequences for drug testing by employers. Now, even though Iowa law allows for drug testing, there are some restrictions and considerations employers must make. First, discrimination. If an applicant or employee is taking a prescribed medication that is protected by the Americans with Disabilities Act, the employer cannot deny the applicant or fire the employee because of it. Additionally, if an employer singles out certain groups of employees or applicants based on race, age, or gender, they could face a discrimination claim. Next, we go to invasion of privacy. If employers invade the privacy of either their employees or their applicants when undergoing drug testing, they could face liability. Now, some examples of this include requiring employees or applicants to disrobe prior to providing urine samples. Finally, there's defamation. If an employer negatively publicizes a false positive test result, they could be liable for defamation. As always, if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to our office. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Hi, Kevin O'Flaherty again. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need some help, please feel free to give us a call at 563-503-6910. That's 563-503-6910. We have many geographical locations for your convenience, and we practice several areas of law. Thanks again for watching.